I'm live. I'm here. It's wonderful. I gotta set up my tripod. Not that wonderful. Gotta fix my hair. Gotta fix my hair. Gotta set up my tripod. Gotta take a sip of coffee. These are the important things that I have to do. Okay, so those of you watching this late. Gotta plug in my microphone. Wow, I'm not ready. Those of you watching this after, this is a live class to answer common English questions. If you're not able to join us, you can watch this after. Yes, you. And hey, my friend from Korea is here. And I will be reading out the questions as best I can so that you can still get something out of this if you do watch it. It is meant to be done live, so I hope you can join us next time. Every Saturday at around 12:30. It is 12:51 now, that's true. But I try to be on time. I'm going to try harder and harder until I finally do it. We have 7 people here. Hello, everyone. This live class is brought to you by Cloud English, which is kind of me. But if you are interested in taking serious English language courses to improve your spoken English, please go to Udemy and search my name, Luke Priddy, or look in the link of this video and you can check out English language courses on how to think in English, how to speak sentences fluently, naturally, and how to say individual words very clearly. So check out those courses if you're interested in really improving your English. They are not expensive. Although, I want to also announce I will be making or doing an more expensive course. In about 2 months, I'll be releasing that. And hey, it's good to see you, Oscar. Hey, thanks, Sameh. Am I saying your name correctly? Sameh. Appreciate that. I will be releasing a long course. It's going to be about 28 hours, maybe longer. It's going to be insanely long. It's going to be more expensive, but it's going to be worth it because you can learn everything. Saturday, New York time, 12:30-ish. That's exactly right. And last time I made you angry. Hey, it's good to see you because I was so late. It's really not good. I mean, it's not good. If I say it starts at 12:30, I should be here at 12:30, right? That's my problem. My problem. I got to figure it out. I've really got to figure it out. How can I expect you guys to be here and ask your wonderful questions if I'm not here? Right? It's terrible. Terrible. Terrible, and it's sad. Oh, we got 10 people. So this is how it works. If you have not been here before, you guys ask questions and I answer them. You can ask questions about learning English. You can ask questions about American culture. You can ask questions about differences between words. You know what, though? You're hearing a siren sound outside. That happens every 10 minutes. There's always an emergency in New York. That doesn't mean that New York is a dangerous place. It just means there are a lot of people that live here. There are a lot of accidents. And it's just part of the reality of living in New York City. Every 10 minutes you'll hear some sort of siren. Maybe it's a little farther away, maybe it's a little closer. That one was pretty close. But it's just everywhere. What's the most effective way to gain a lot of vocabulary? Well, my neighborhood does have a hospital nearby, actually. Yeah. My neighborhood has a big hospital. Okay, how can I develop my skill in speaking and pronunciation? That's such a general question. Just because I feel like I've answered that question in general in another video, I don't want to avoid your question, but I would like to get to some new questions, and that one's such a big one we could spend the whole class talking about it. So I would ask you to go to my YouTube page and search the video called, what's it called? What's the video called? It's one of my videos on my page. It's called, just search, this is on this channel. Let me see what the name of the video is. Hey, we have 9,200 subscribers. Hi-yo! The video is called English Fluency with 5 Keys and 1 Simple Trick. Posted 3 weeks ago. Check out that one. Okay? That's what I was asking about. Phonics. And you don't learn phonics from me, right? And there's a reason for that. Why do you not learn phonics from me? Have you ever wondered why I never talk about phonics? The reason is because oh, let me make sure I get all the questions down. The other question was, what's the most effective way to gain a lot of vocabulary? I do want to talk about that one. Most effective way to learn vocabulary. Thank you for mentioning that one. That's a good one. And what about phonics, man? What about phonics, guy? That's a good question. That's a good question. Okay, I'm gonna write these down so that I can answer them all. And I'll try not to refer you to other videos unless I feel like it's the whole class and I can answer it better in video form than I can right now here, right? Okay, so phonics, here we go. How did you guys learn phonics? First, tell me that. That's what I want to know first. Hi there, Raider Play. Thanks for joining us, Raider Play. I would like to know how you guys learned phonics. Is slang words important in America? Yes. Yeah, are slang words, that's a good question. Important in America? Good question. Okay, so in America we have something called Hooked on Phonics, and I hope you guys can talk about how you did learn phonics in your education. But the idea of phonics is to be able to read sounds. That's the simple idea of phonics. And there are many different ways that it can be taught. And I learned phonics, but that's not how I became able to speak well in my language. Phonics is something that can be useful at a somewhat higher level. I'll add that to the question. It looks like Arabic. Okay, so the reason that I don't teach phonics is it's Priddy, by the way, P-R-I-D-D-Y. I don't believe, hello Anko, how are you? I don't believe that it's a good way to learn to speak a language. I believe that in order to really be able to speak clearly, you have to develop habits. And habits are not based on phonics generally. Habits are based on experience. And it's based on what I've seen work successfully for students. Now, some students like to learn symbols, little symbols, to help them remember pronunciation. Some students like to use some different phonics techniques, methods to remember pronunciation. I say, whatever helps you remember, you can use whatever system you want. There are many, many systems out there. The reason I don't teach them is because I don't want to choose that one for you, because different ways of remembering sounds work differently for different people. So you should choose the one that works best for you, and I don't have really an opinion about which one might work best for you. but also because the goal of learning a language is to speak with other people, I want to focus mostly on the habits. So when I'm working with students or when I'm making videos, I'm trying to get you to get a feeling for that pronunciation so that you can hear what I say and then say it as well. And you're using your ear to copy the sound and nothing else. So the way that any native speaker actually learns the correct pronunciation of words is that they grew up and all around them was the language that they're learning. It's their first language, their mother language. And the more you hear it, the more you're around it, the deeper it gets. And then when you say it, you're really just comparing the sounds coming out of your mouth to that sound that you've heard a million times and trying to match those two. Thank you very much. I actually painted this cup by myself. This is my Chinese name, Lu Ke, and I painted this. So in order to really get a feeling for pronunciation, you've got to watch a lot of movies, you got to watch a lot of TV shows, and you have to become very aware of the sounds that other people are making and how you can make those sounds too with your ears. And one of the problems is that when people focus too much on learning phonetic symbols, that sort of thing, whatever, then they're not focused on the right thing. The right thing is developing your ear and being able to hear what you say and match what your ear is hearing. The wrong thing is learning language on a book and only training your visual sense. So it's often true that a student studies English their entire lives. I learned so many words. I know 10,000 words. And I know all the grammar. And I know all the phonetic symbols. Okay, now let's have a conversation. I think that... So there is a huge disconnect between learning in the book, which is okay as a background, and getting the feel. And I'm all about getting the feel. I'm all about helping people learn how I learned through communication, real communication, and pressure, and getting comfortable with the pain of not knowing how to say what you want to say, and building your awareness of the sound that you're making compared to the sounds that other people are making, and then building deep habits. And once those deep habits are there, as soon as you need to speak, bleh, it just comes out of your mouth. So that's my theory of English, and it works for a lot of students. I hope that's an answer to your question. So I don't teach phonics, and I probably never will. But at the very least, you can watch movies, right? At the very least. You know, people here wants to get some tips from you when we ask. You're right, we all have our own accents by ourselves, mother tongue, but I think people here want to learn the American accent. Yeah. And if you have specific questions about the American accent, let me know. This is such a big topic. Such a big topic. I'm happy to talk about pronunciation. And one thing that I mentioned in the video that you can do to sound more natural like an American is continue your voice through a sentence. So instead of saying we got a house in the village, Americans will say, we got a house in the village. We got a house in the village. They'll turn the T into the D. It's the light D sound. Gotta instead of gotta. We gotta. And then instead of saying in a or in the, whatever, we blend those together because the The voice doesn't need to stop. If you say in, the, in, doesn't have to stop. You can say in a, in the, in the, in a. My voice continues through them. Oh, your name is Kai. Hello, Kai. And the village also doesn't need to have a space between. The village, the village. You can say the village, the village. And one thing that you can do to really master that, and you say you can't do it, right? And I always forget the pronunciation of your name. Is it Yunjong or Yunjung? Is to record yourself. If you don't have a teacher to speak with, if you don't have a person to speak with, you record yourself. You turn on your phone, you open the voice record app, Unjong, sorry, I always forget, I'm sorry, Unjong. I gotta learn your name, Unjong. You turn on your phone, open the recording app. Is the name of your, the pronunciation of your name is probably Nick. Okay, so turn on your voice record app, press record, and talk about a topic. And then go back and listen to it and listen for where it sounds strange. Okay? And I mean, if you guys like, I could record a short audio clip for you to practice and put it up on YouTube, and then you could compare then what I'm saying to what you're saying and record yourself enough times until you can get it much closer. But the only way that you know that you're getting closer is to be able to have the ability to hear the difference. Like when I say that, you have to be able to hear that. If I'm on the phone with someone and I'm speaking with a Chinese person, they usually say that, 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 that. Well, if you can't see that, that, you have to be able to hear the difference between them. And so that's called awareness. That's being able to hear. And that's the reason that people can do accents. You've got to develop it. If you don't develop it, good luck. Good luck being a good speaker. Honestly, it's like skill number one. You have to do it. So I will post a video about that. I will post a video where I include an audio clip, and you can repeat it and try to match that sound. Can certainly do that. Probably next week. Okay, I've missed a couple questions here. One was about how to find new words. Okay, so we've got a question about how to find new words. And and let's see. All right. Hi, YouTube. That's a good name. Good name, YouTube. I like it. Where did you get that name? Did I decide what to have for lunch? No, I haven't. It's really making me sad. I haven't eaten for 2 days. All right, so where do you find words? Now, if you want to just have a list of words and you want to learn very quickly, there are things like visual dictionaries. A visual dictionary is a dictionary that has a lot of pictures, and it goes through words by category. It's called a visual dictionary, and there are a lot of those, and you can use those to find word lists. But I don't think that's the best idea. I think the best way, the most effective way to find new words, and to the other question about slang, some slang, is, I'll write that down. What's the difference between 2 and 4? Thanks, YouTube. And you said head 2 and head 4. Okay. Okay. So back to what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, about finding words. So the most effective way to find new words is to read. And the reason it's the most effective is because you're reading something, you're going to find tons of words that you don't know if you're reading at the right level. I like to recommend Harry Potter because it's a good story and there will be lots of words you don't know. The other and the English is not that hard. The other great thing about it is that you're seeing all those words in context. That means you're seeing them surrounded by the right words and the right usage. That they're used naturally. So you know not only the new word, hey, there's a new word. You also know how that new word is used in this situation. Oh, people use this word in this kind of situation. And you can see the sentence that it's in, so you can understand also the grammar, the sentence structure for that word. So as you're reading, write down the words that you're coming across. You know, you're reading Harry Potter, maybe you write down 10 new words on page 1. Page 2, you write down 10 more new words or phrases. Then you spend the next hour looking up those words, finding more examples. I like to use vocabulary.com. The reason I like vocabulary.com is because it has a very natural explanation of words. It explains words very naturally, gives lots of examples, and you can listen to the sound of the word and copy the sound. So I think it's a great tool for discovering or for checking words once you've discovered them. Now, if you go to a list and you have a list of words, then you got to, well, I don't know how to use it. I don't know where it goes. I don't know the forms of the word. I don't know how to put it in a sentence. I don't know anything about this word. Okay, so it actually seems easier, but it's not because you have no context. The other great thing about reading is that if you're also reading something, you're getting a deeper feeling for the language. You're getting a deeper feeling for how language works. People sometimes are surprised, why isn't my English better? And I always say, well, do you read? And they say, well, reading? What does reading have to do with becoming a better speaker? Well, it's part of the foundation of your language. Every native English speaker has read many books, at least in school, even if they don't like reading. Every native English speaker has read many English books, every one. That's one of the reasons that they're able to bring up words, because they know more words because they've read books in the language. Why would it then be a surprise if you can't speak well? You don't have that foundation. So you've got to also work on the foundation. If you only work on the surface, I just want to correct my grammar, I just want to correct my my pronunciation. This is good, but this is just on the surface. What is the deep level that you need to develop? What is down there? The foundation of the language, the structure of the language, the feeling of the language, the flow of the language, the culture related to the language. What about that stuff? People don't really think about that when they're learning a language. But one of the reasons that native speakers speak their languages natively is because they've been reading since the age of 3 or 4. So, yeah, if you don't read, don't expect to ever be native. You can be good, but don't expect to be native. My cat agrees with me. Okay, yeah, and it's also a great way to discover slang. But to the question about slang words, I want to mention one thing. So, slang means informal language, like y'all and sup, things like that. You discover those things maybe in books, but probably more so in TV shows, movies. So if you're watching the subtitles of a TV series or a movie, then you'll find lots of slang. It's the best way to find slang. If you just say, hey, can you tell me 10 slang? I don't know. And you can't just ask someone to come up with a list of things. It's hard. I could do it if you give me an hour. But you'll discover them in TV series. So watch TV, and then it's a good excuse to watch TV. And then write down the slang you come across. If you can't find those in the dictionary, many of them you won't be able to find in the dictionary, you can find them in another dictionary, which is called Urban Dictionary. And I will show you Urban Dictionary very quickly. All right, I'm going to go to Urban, U-R-B-A-N, Dictionary, DICTIONARY.com. Can someone write that for me in the chat? You had adopted another cat? Haha, what's his name? Don't tell me. Same as my Chinese name. No. I do have 2 cats, though, by the way. All right, so let's look at it. It's a very informal dictionary. It's not official. It's not official, and but you can get a feeling about it. A lot of the things here are very dirty. You'll see a lot of sexual words here, but you can find all kinds of other words too. So here's a relatively new word that is definitely not in the regular dictionary, and it's called being woke. W-O-K-E, wokeness. Very new word. I never use it, but a lot of very young people use it. You're so woke. And wokeness is the noun. You will not find that in a regular dictionary. Woke. You'll find the word woke, but not this meaning. Okay, top definition. A measurable state of awareness about what's happening in the world. Tim has a wokeness level of 9 out of 10. He can always cite important events and their context in what is happening in the world. That's funny. That's funny. And it's cool that you can search by categories. You can search by categories in this dictionary. So I'll search by, let's search by sports. And then you have this huge list of things here. Let's see. Can we find a good one? Egg chaser. What's an egg chaser? I don't know that one. Egg chaser. Someone who plays rugby. Oh. It's a derogatory term for a football player. Ah. They make fun of someone who is playing football or rugby. Call them an egg. That's interesting. That's new. Didn't know that. Okay, so Urban Dictionary is a good place to find the meaning of slang words. Anyway, it's good. Okay, the other question was about head to, using 2 and 4. Well, the 2 and 4 have so many different meanings, so many different ways to be used. So we won't go through all of them for sure. But I think the one that we're talking about here is to, as in where we're going. So we often use to as something that is a direction. Okay, so when we say go to the supermarket, to is connecting the verb go and the supermarket to tell us that our movement, going, is in the direction of the supermarket. That helps us, okay? Now for, well, thank you. Thank you, Raider Play. I appreciate that. I like your name and your picture. And I like that you posted at 1:19 p.m. That's exciting. For, then, can tell us about purpose, intention. So if somebody says, for example, I'm running for president, then we're talking not only about the place that we're going, but the purpose of why we're going. If we say also, I'm doing this for you, it talks about the intention or the reason behind my actions. If it's for you, then the reason for what I'm doing is going to help you, right? I'm not doing it to help myself. I'm not doing it to help others. My purpose is somehow connected or related to you. So Now, sometimes we use to and for in the same place, but the focus is just a little bit different. So, what time is the train to New York leaving? What time is the train to New York leaving? What time is the train for New York leaving? Okay, and this is your question. Unjong, this is your question. So, the train for New York is leaving at 9:30. The train to New York is leaving at 9:30. They mean the same thing, but the focus is different. If I say the train to New York is leaving at 9:30, then that means the train will go to New York. If I say the train for New York is leaving at 9:30, it will also go to New York, but it's focusing more on the train's purpose, its destination. It's like if the train had a mind, it would be thinking, my purpose is to be in New York. It's sort of like that. So to is just about movement, and for is often a deeper word connected to what is intended and our purpose, and it's often used for more, inside things, and what we think and how we feel. Okay. Okay. So, for example, someone says, "She gave a gift to him." She gave a gift to him. Okay. To is giving a direction to where's the gift going? Because if she got a gift from him, then the gift is going to her. If she gave a gift to him, then he is getting the gift. She is giving the gift. But all it is describing what happened, the direction of the gift. The gift is going this way. Here's her, here's him. It's going this way. So it's not describing anything deeper. It's not describing anything emotional. It's not describing anything about how she feels or nothing like that. It's just describing the motion. Okay? But if you say to her, "Why do you have that gift?" She says, "Oh, this is a gift. I got it for my boyfriend. I got it for my boyfriend. It's for my boyfriend." Yeah, of course she will give it to her boyfriend. But if we say it's for my boyfriend, then it's suddenly a little deeper than just saying giving something to someone. She will. But it makes us think about her thinking about her boyfriend. I want to buy him a gift, thinking about what to buy. It's her purpose in having this gift is to give it to him. That's her purpose. It's for him. She hasn't given it to him yet. And so it's just a little bit more, I guess for in this way is a little bit more of a human, internal human preposition to talk about intention. But again, it can be used in the train situation too. The train for New York. The train bound for New York. Sometimes we say bound for. It means it's going to. Yeah. I don't know if for is more sincere, but I can say it's more typically used for internal mental things like intention and purpose. But again, the train bound for New York, the train doesn't have an intention or a purpose really, but we still use that phrase to express the destination of the train. It is bound for New York. I hope that makes it clear. So head to and head for. I'm going to head to work describes my direction. I'm heading for work, usually will be more common. I'm heading for work. It's more, my intention is to be at work, and I'm focusing less on the movement in the direction of work. Although basically it's expressing the same thing. It's the focus that's different. And again, to and for have other ways to be used, but it's such a big topic of prepositions. Maybe we can talk about that more another time, or I can do a video about that, but it's a big topic. For sure. Okay. So I'm going to check and see if I've missed any questions. I know that dictionary. One of my American friends showed me it once. Is it famous? It's famous. It's very famous. It's not formal. It's not official. It's made by just people who are on the website. But you can find a lot of interesting things. A lot of interesting things there. Okay. Yeah, of course, you're welcome. You are welcome. Are there any questions that I have not answered? Talked about vocabulary, phonics, slang, learning slang, 2 and 4. Are there any questions that I didn't answer that you feel I should answer? This is good coffee. Gotta have coffee if you can't decide what to eat for lunch. There's an interesting store near, yeah, I'll make a video about 2 and 4. I'll write it down in my list of topics. You guys want to hear my list of topics? I use an app called Habitica. It's awesome. It helps me organize everything in my life. It's a game for organizing your life, your schedule, what you need to do. It's really cool. It's really cool. It's called Habitica. Habitica. I use it every single day. Gotta check. And you check off things that you need to do. Okay, my list of topics. I'm just going to add them now so I don't forget. I can show you what this looks like a little bit. So you have a character like that. It's my character. He's a little guy on a panda with a turkey. And you can buy clothes and stuff. It's a game. And you have life, you have experience, and you have magic powers. And you literally create lists of things to do today. My daily habits here. My things I need to do every day here. And my list of to-dos here. And when you check them off, you get points because you finished it. And it's really cool. And so my list of videos is very long. Habitica. 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 It's a good app too. It's a very good app. I like it. Okay. So I want to do a video about homeless people in America, memes on the internet, words for describing your city. I want to do some interviews with people on the street. I want to do a video about Warren Buffett and how to answer immigration questions if you visit the United States and you have to answer questions by an immigration officer. Ordering food at a very fancy restaurant, getting help from a shop assistant, buying things at a bookstore. I want to talk about the 5 best English shows to learn from, and TV shows, I mean. And I want to make a video about dragons, because dragons in the West and in the East are totally different. And I want to make one about, want to show you the 5 best pizza places in New York, and how to get into a university in America. I want to interview a person at a university, and how to do phone calls in English, if you want to answer the phone or talk to people on the phone in English. Recently, people have been asking me to do a customer service video, so I want to do one about how to deal with really angry people on the phone, and how to answer TOEFL questions. There's a really good strategy for doing that, and conversation tips. One about things people do before they eat. Like some people do have different traditions before they eat. And then I can add prepositions 2 and 4. Prepositions 2 and 4. And what was the other one that I was going to make a video about? Oh, pronunciation sample. Practice sample, yeah. Any others you guys want me to focus on? I'm happy to write down your ideas and work through them. Oh, can you talk about I used to and I am used to? That's a really good one. That's a very good one. I like that one. What is the expression blacks don't crack mean? A white guy asked a black person why he doesn't age, and black answered that. It's just a rhyme. I think it means they don't get weaker, or maybe their skin doesn't wrinkle as much. He's just joking. It's a kind of joke. He's just trying to be funny. It's not a common expression, but he's saying it because it rhymes. Blacks don't crack. Yeah. Can you explain the difference between bucket list and wish list? Yes. A wish list is something that you can put anywhere. It can be a wish list on Amazon. I have an Amazon wish list. Things I want to buy on Amazon that I can't buy now because I don't have enough money, maybe. It's an Amazon wish list. That's what I want. You can have a wish list for maybe your vacation. I'm going on vacation. This is my wish list of things I want to buy on my vacation. Or maybe you have a birthday wish list. These are all the things I want for my birthday. Maybe you give it to your friends and say, hey, here's my birthday wish list. You know, buy me stuff. You probably shouldn't do that. Christmas wish list. So a wish list can be used for any kind of thing, basically. A bucket list, though, is something you have once in your life. A bucket list is a list of things you want to do before you die. That's what it means. So wish list is for any sort of situation. Like I have a wish list of things I want to buy on Amazon. A bucket list. Before I die, I would like to blah, blah, blah. Maybe you want to go skydiving. Maybe you want to go to, I don't know, Egypt and see the pyramids. That's what I'd like to do. Maybe you want to, I don't know, maybe you'd like to learn 5 languages. Maybe you want, whatever. Things you want to do before you die. Things you want to do in your life. So bucket list is much bigger, much broader. And a wish list is more narrow, and there can be many of them. Many. Hope that answers your question. Pretty simple difference. Any other things you guys would like me to talk about in videos? If you don't have any ideas now, you can just write them in the comments, and I'm happy to make videos on those. You have like 140 videos on this channel, so it's possible that some of those questions may have been added. I have some old videos on this channel that, for example, cover prepositions. So Unjong, you might want to go back into the old videos and look for the one about prepositions, because a lot of those are covered in those, I think it's 2 videos. So check that out for sure. And some of the old videos that I made before are like 20 minutes long, very boring, but they cover all of the points. And so you guys can go through those. One thing I want to mention before if you guys don't have any other questions, before we go for today, I'll be back here next Saturday. I'm going to try really hard to make sure I'm here at 12:30. Prepare your questions. Write down some questions about culture. Write down questions about language. Write down questions about word differences, grammar differences, pronunciation differences, whatever comes into your mind. The more you study during the week, the more questions you will have, the more we can talk about when we do our Saturday class. So I really appreciate you guys coming in, asking your questions, really good questions. I really value that. Yeah, I know I already made a lot. So thanks again for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I will see you. Did I do an interview questions video? I made a whole course about interview questions, but I never posted it. Yeah, I'm working on a course about how to answer interview questions. Working on that. I don't have any videos on YouTube about that, though. No, I don't. But there's a, well, I guess you don't speak Chinese. There's a good teacher who's featured on my channel called Teacher Mike. He has one about interview questions, but I think it's in Chinese. Indefinite articles and how they're used. That one's a bit of a long question, so I've got to go for today, but if you come back next week, we can talk about that one first thing. That'll be the first question we talk about. So if you come back next week, 12:30, we'll talk about that one first. It requires a bit of a long explanation. It's a bit longer, so we can definitely talk about it. I'm not trying to avoid the question. Just, my wife is waiting for me. She's outside. She's thinking, why aren't you out here? So I've got to go. One thing I want to mention before I do go, if you're interested in learning more seriously, then feel free to check out my Udemy courses. If you just go to, you can go to my website and see them, that's fine. You can go to cloudenglish.net or lukepriddy.com, that's fine. Or you can go to Udemy, which is a really cool website service platform for learning anything, and you just search my name, Luke Priddy, and LUKEPRIDDY, and you can see these three courses here. I have 3 courses here. That one's right now one of the top-rated courses for English language, and they're $10 off right now, so they're very cheap right now. They're only $10.99. Each one is 3 hours, and one is about how to think in English. Let's see. Okay, so this is the course page. It's in the description here. One is about how to think in English, that one, the blue one. And then one is about basic pronunciation. There are no phonetics there, but basic pronunciation. And then one is about mastering fluency and how to speak more fluently, sentences, words between words. And that one is, that one's right now a top-rated course. So check those out if you're interested in learning more seriously. That's what I recommend. It's in the description. And again, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. I'm thinking about starting a second live stream during the week. It depends. I'm thinking about starting a podcast. I might do that too. Why didn't I do Facebook Live? It's a good question. There's more setup. I have to get out this big microphone over here, and I didn't see so many people on Facebook Live last time. I might try it again, but I found it a little weird to sort of look at my computer, look at the phone, look at the computer, look at the phone. I found it a little bit difficult. I might try it again, but if you guys think I should, then I can certainly try it again if you prefer Facebook Live. I think YouTube Live is pretty good, except for the comments thing, but it's pretty good. I don't know. Facebook is Facebook. Well, my coffee's gone, and that means it's time to go. Time to decide what to eat for lunch. What to eat for lunch. Don't worry, I will do it on YouTube first. YouTube is better. I think YouTube is great. Facebook is okay, but if I do Facebook, I will also do YouTube. It's not like I will not do YouTube, right? I will do YouTube, but sometimes I might try Facebook. We'll see. There's only like 100 people totally watched on Facebook. I don't know. I only had a couple questions from Facebook too. And a couple of the people watching were not English learners, so it's not really benefiting them as much. They're just watching because they know me. Like I had a friend from high school watching. What would I have for lunch? You know what? The good thing about it is my wife is here today. So she can choose. Then I don't need to. That's the best thing. She can decide what to have for lunch. She never has this problem. Easy for her. She's good at it. All right, guys. See you later. Thanks for the ideas. Send me video ideas, and you can ask other questions in the comments afterward. And I hope you guys can also subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and make sure you click the notification bell and share with your friends. The more people, the better. Bye. Exactly. Exactly. All right, see you guys.